Humanity has always faced challenges, and humanity always comes out victorious. Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the session. Can you guys hear me and see me too? Please confirm in chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Namaskar. Are you guys able to hear me? Let's wait for everyone to respond. Welcome to the session, guys. And thank you so much for joining for today's session. I can see a lot of people joining in and still waiting to join. Wonderful there. So my name is Shekhar Suman. I'm the CEO and Managing Director at Biotechnica. And today I've come up live. I'm teaming up with Dr. Farhan Zamir sir to answer some questions, career question about the COVID batch of MSc Life Sciences. So what are the challenges you're facing? Whatever might be your query, feel free to ask me. Welcome, everybody. Please quickly tell me in the chat box if you are able to hear me. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the session. I'm just waiting for some more people to join. Okay, wonderful. So welcome, guys. And life as we know it is no longer normal, right? We call it the new normal. And what is the new normal? The new normal is where we all are facing numerous challenges. One such challenge which you all faced was COVID, the COVID pandemic, right? And when COVID pandemic struck, a lot of you were confined to your homes. And that means the classes could not happen, a lot of practicals and lab work could not happen, and a lot of you suffered. Today, as we sit back and look at those pandemic years, it was really challenging, right? But hey, today we are coming up together, me and Farhan Zamir sir, we're coming up together to talk about not just the COVID batch. We're going to take up all sorts of questions which you guys might have. So feel free to comment that in the live chat box. In the meanwhile, we have some pointers to talk to you. So let me first start by welcoming our very own Dr. Farhan Zamir sir. Sir, welcome to the session. Namaskar.
Sir,
Good evening.
sir, namaskar, sir. Very, very good evening, sir.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, sir. How about you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. So, sir, we are coming up for this special session now today, which is about the COVID batch. So many students suffered during coronavirus pandemic, and they could not finish their degrees in the right way. They faced a lot of problems. So today we are trying to answer a lot of questions of theirs, and of course, we will be discussing on various pointers. So to start with, sir, what would be your advice to the general students who were a part of the MSc Life Sciences in those era? What would be your advice?
Sir, first of all, thank you for thinking about those students who qualified during COVID batch, sir, because all the universities, all the institutes, they had just one motto: just float your boat. Okay, so what
Right.
they did was, through the assignment or through online things, okay, they just made they just awarded degrees, but nobody
Right.
thought about the end product, sir. Okay, so
Right.
I am so happy that even when the COVID has passed, and then you look back and there's a retrospection, and then you're trying to address the current challenge. So I'm so happy that the entire conversation has been captioned as career advices to COVID batch, especially for MSc Life Science students, sir. And I thank Biotechnica, I thank you and the entire team for actually, thinking about this topic, sir.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, for those opening words. So, students, as you can see, COVID pandemic was a big problem, and we all faced it. This was something never expected. Even our great grandfathers did not see it coming, right? But at the same time, we had support of our teachers, our college, but even they could not do a lot of things, right? But now that we can say safely that COVID pandemic has passed away, faded away, most probably yes, we have to pick up our pieces and get going. Is that not right? Of course. But if that has to happen, then we need to learn some new things which we have to do together. Okay, so let's start with the first point which I have for all of you. And first thing which I would like to highlight, I'm sure Farhan Zami sir will also agree, is this happened. So we all were learning online. In fact, the YouTube revolution happened, right, sir? So embracing online learning, do we still need to embrace online learning, or should we go back to the offline world of learning? What's your take on this, sir?
Sir, in fact, COVID has taught us the new methods for pedagogy, wherein new methods of learning, because
Right.
we were all adapted to the classical method, saying chalk and talk method. So
Right.
even the teachers, sir, just to remind you, it is not the students who took up this challenge. Even the teachers took up this challenge because we didn't know how to teach. Okay, what is the platform we need to use? And many a times we didn't know which platform to be used and which could be much more efficient. In
Right.
that per se, even our students with COVID, we learned a new technology, sir. So forget about science. We learned new technology, and we knew how a digital platform could be utilized for learning. Now, down the lane, maybe in 10 years or 15 years, if you have a digital university wherein physically the university will not exist at all, then the learning will be having at top notch level. If that also comes into
Right.
picture, no big surprise, sir. But we need
Right.
to also think about. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know that you are trying to say. Yeah, please go ahead, sir.
So this reminds me of the conversation we had, I think, 1 month back, where you said, "Sir, I want to see Biotechnica as Biotechnica Digital University," and truly speaking, that's we are transforming that in that direction now as we speak, right, sir?
Sir, it's an
So,
humble request you need to do. You need to think about this, sir, because you will transform life, sir. You will transform life, and these students will actually create great revolution, sir. So, in turn, from Biotechnica through Biotechnica, we are developing the future scientists, not just scientists, future people who can take up life sciences as a platform so that we can think well, we can think better.
right, right. So I would like to add some more points to what sir said. In today's era, we have to still embrace the online learning even more, because learning online is the new normal nowadays and even in future. Today, sitting in front of your computer, you can learn from various experts across the globe, including Farhan Zamir sir, about their diverse experience, about their point of view towards life, career, and various hardships which they have struggled through, and now that they are at those accomplished positions, you can learn from that. So I think online learning is here to stay, and we all will have to embrace it, even though we can always go back to the offline world. But online world is definitely going to add a lot of value to our students. So I think that's a great point there, sir. So
Another
sir, yeah.
another important point to add, sir.
Yeah.
Online teaching has normally, if I was in a class as a student, I would have connected to only the 60 students or 50 students who were my classmates. Now the entire world has become one single classroom. So I can sit
Mhm.
here and I can talk. See, I can have my friend from Stanford. I can have my friend from Harvard. Okay, any you name a big university, I can share place. I can share platforms so that ideas could be shared, conversations could be shared. The entire world is on one platform. So I strongly believe, as you said, this online thing would be the new norm, sir. We need to adapt. If we don't adapt it, if we get stuck saying that only I will get adapted to my previous methods, that will not work, sir. We need to
Right.
evolve. We need to evolve in both teaching and learning concepts, sir.
Very true. Wonderful, wonderful point there. So quickly now, students, we will move on to the second point, and that is really important. So as you know, after COVID and during COVID, so industry evolved like anything. What used to take 3 years or 5 years of vaccine design and development took place in 1 year, 6 months, right? And of course, sir will tell more details about it, sir. So, sir, would you like to add some points here? How important this is to stay up to date with the industry trends and how fast the industry is evolving?
Sir, industry is evolving per minute basis, sir. Per minute, per second basis. So whatever I knew yesterday is already outdated today. So I need to stay ahead. I need to think at least 5 years, 10 years ahead. And very importantly, if I want to be industry ready. So the other important point which pricks me is most of our students, especially when you talk about this COVID batch. I'm sorry to say this, but our students are not industry ready, sir. I cannot blame our students. I cannot blame the students. We can just see at that particular scenario, this was the best possible. But I cannot always say, when I go to an interview, I cannot say I belong to a COVID batch and please show me some mercy or empathy. This will also not happen, sir. So the only thing is, so things what has happened, but how do I recover it? How do I stand back? How do I come back so that I can be in par with other students? And because now I know how to adapt technology, how can I stand out so that other students who have gone into the classical mode, and now I know the classical mode also, and I know the digital world also, how do I actually stand out? So that creates a huge difference, and especially people are looking at an industrial level, people are looking for these kind of people, sir. Example,
Right.
if you always say that I have a classical degree, people would just trust on your marks. But when you say that I have additional certifications, additional workshops, I have attended various kind of things, that gives a huge impact. And the learning which
Right.
comes from these kind of certifications has a lot of weightage, sir. That is what I see in a lot of interview panels from life science students.
Okay, wonderful. So I think I would like to add some resources here for the help of our students. So in the meanwhile, students, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section in the chat box, live chat there, so that we can answer them also in the meanwhile. So now I would like to add some resources so that you know how to get updated from the about the industry trends. So if you are in India, you can always refer Biotechnica and Rasayanika. That's the place where all the information is happening. You also have Biospectrum India, where you can refer to. If you want to stay up to date with the latest from the US, you have the various websites like Fierce Biotech or labiotech.eu. So there are various online websites and apps which you can refer to that will keep you updated with the latest industry trends. And of course, if you are a part of our Telegram group, which let me see if I can share the link here, or I will ask the team to share the link. So if you guys can be a part of a Telegram group, you will be updated with the latest what's happening in the industry. So having said that, sir, we would
Sir, at this point, I also want you to talk about Biotechnica India and Biotechnica Global, because I use this app, and though it has been launched both from Biotechnica, maintained and managed by Biotechnica, the information what I get on Biotechnica India is entirely different than the Biotechnica Global, sir. So if I'm looking at a different perspective, both in India and abroad, no, I want you to highlight on this particular component, sir, because most of the students they think that okay, both are the amalgamation of information, but it is absolutely differential, sir.
Right. So what I'll do is I'll quickly share the links here. So biotechnica.org, if you go, okay, so that is Biotechnica India. If you go to biotechnica.com, let me just share that in the screen. So biotechnica.com is Biotechnica Global. So all the global news, views, and reviews you get here. And if in case you want to stay updated with the pharma and chemical sciences industry, then you have to go to rasayanika.com, where you get all the latest from Rasayanika, which is the chemical sciences and pharma industry. So these three websites are comprehensive resources which will help our students. And now that, sir, we have discussed about this up to date, staying up to date about the industry. Let's look at the next part, sir, which is again very important. And I think it is important because many students didn't get the exposure to laboratory, and of course they were just confined to homes. So here's the point for all of us: utilizing internship opportunities, sir. What is your take? How important is online as well as offline internships in today's era?
Sir, very, very important. Not to say, sir, it is like, it by default, we need to get upgraded. I feel sorry for most of the COVID batch students because, sir, me teaching SDS page or me teaching any proteomic technique or any kind of biochemistry or biotechnology, online and
Right.
offline, was making a huge difference. But now there is something which is called as virtual labs. So especially in Biotechnica, we use the concept of virtual labs, wherein we are
Right.
actually showing up step by step process of how exactly things are going on. So these internships huge has a huge difference, and people who have missed out their real laboratory or wet lab component could be always matched up with this internship opportunities. So it was you who actually brought in the entire new concept of learning. So sir, thank you for that.
Thank you so much, sir. So, like sir just now said, utilizing internship opportunities, whether it is online, offline, virtual, or real, does not matter as long as the learning part is happening. In fact, I keep telling
Very
my people at Biotechnica also that if you are learning at the job, then only you're growing at the job. Otherwise, there's no point of doing whatever you're doing. So the same thing applies while you are studying or while you are going for any internship. Now, there are various paid as well as unpaid internships, and we have a list available on our website. Let me check if I can just pull out that link and share with everybody. I want everybody to be on the same page, everybody to know this, that it is very important that you pursue internships, and not just a regular internship. You go on as many internships you can grab will be less. Okay, so even if you are doing, say, in the next 3 years, even if you did 6 internships, all that combined experience will be as good as a job of 1 year or 2 years. So, that will actually work as a job experience also. Now, whenever you are doing an internship, please make sure you're doing on topics which is interdisciplinary, intradisciplinary, and transdisciplinary. I think sir would like to add some points there, sir. What do you say about
Sir, you'll be surprised to know in from UGC. UGC has
right?
made mandate not just for the studental internship. Me as a faculty with all 16, 17 years of experience, every 3 months it's mandate that we need to go for at least 10 days of internship, which is called as FDP program, sir. That is faculty development program. So if we are
Okay,
not upgraded, then how exactly we can teach our students. So as we
great.
said, the concept of that 1 year, 2 year, or 3 year degree has actually gone. There is something which is called as lifelong learning, sir. So
Right.
it is just one internship or second, third or fourth internship is not just sufficient. We need to become a lifelong, lifelong, learners, and only this will actually help us, sir. So
Very true.
I would strongly recommend internships, sir. Very, very true.
Right. So now, just now, sir said he strongly recommends these development programs and internships, whether it is offline or online. Now, how do you stay updated about it? I just now shared the link in the chat box. I will again display it right here in front of you. You can go to this link. All the latest internships from India, you can get it here. And if you're looking for internships from out of India, then you have to go to biotechnica.com, where all the global opportunities exist. Okay. Now, let us look at what goes wrong, sir, if we do not pursue this internship. What will happen, sir? What's your take on that?
Sir, now, just to give you an analogy, everybody is selling idlis, sir. Why should I eat your
Right.
idlis? Why should I come to your shop?
That's very important. Yeah. So what's my
Okay, so
USP?
now, okay,
I'm
so
different.
obviously, sir. So there is something which is called as differentiator.
Right.
Now in a class, especially during COVID batch, everybody has got a degree. Now, how do
Right.
I come up? How do I show that I am not just a horse, but I'm a smart horse? Okay, because
Right.
people in the industry, we are looking for smart horse, because there's a lot of investment from a company like venture capitalists. They would have put their money, and their intention is, how do I double it? How do I multifold it? So here, when I talk about it, we need to show that we are not just a horse which runs. Okay, people are expecting horses to fly. So the concept of unicorn. Okay, people are expecting unicorns. So
Right.
that power will come with a lot of internships and workshops, sir. So attending all these additional courses, then I can tell I don't just have a degree. I have certain add-on courses which has added my component. So, and I am this way, I can contribute to a company. And when you say that with confidence, that makes huge difference, sir. Trust me, sir, it makes huge difference. Apart from whatever you have learned from your masters, these additional things will actually create a huge difference. So that is what we are
Right.
actually looking in.
That's a great point, sir, and I love the idli idea. So, what's your USP? That's what sir wanted to say, right? How unique your profile is compared to others. People are industry people are looking at profit. They're not here to do charity. So, if you are able to, you know, contribute to that profit in an easier and a better and a much more efficient way, and how would you demonstrate that? By showing that how equipped you are, and these internships are definitely a way of doing that. So sir, we have a question now from Pavani, and she says, sir, after MSc, how can we get into popular institutes who will ask only for students? So are there any institute which will only ask for students? I think the answer is yes. Rest, if you could add something, sir.
Yes, sir. Obviously, yes, sir. So people are looking for all these kind of things, and many a times Pavani madam has rightly, she is. I'm happy that she is thinking about her future. Now, whenever it is like MSc, she is thinking beyond her MSc, and obviously they are looking for popular institutes and students who have actually come out of this institute, because so there is something which
Right.
is called as a brand building. Okay,
Of
now
course.
again coming back to the concept of idlis. Now idli with the normal component and MTR idli makes a difference, sir. Now
Right.
a person who comes, sir, especially a person who comes from a normal laboratory and a person who comes from CSIR laboratory, that makes a difference. Now, even if you are trying to buy a gasket, okay, a
Right.
gasket for your cooker, what are you looking for? You're looking for something which is called as ISI mark, or if you're
Correct.
buying a product, you're looking for an egg mark. Now, why are we
Vision.
looking at? It is validation. Okay,
Yes.
somebody has saying that this person has been validated. Okay,
Correct.
when we are talking about people from IITs or NITs, okay, there is some validation, there is some ISI logo on their marks card saying that,
Right.
okay, it doesn't mean that NITs or IITs does not produce a different cadre of students, but however, there is always an authentication of trust. Now, this comes from this authentication comes from branded, sir, institutions. One such branded institution is Biotechnica, because this, sir, just to tell you, most of the startups, they are not able to survive at least first 1 year, or by 3 years, the entire charm will fade off, sir.
Right.
Okay, so when we at Biotechnica, we are at like 17 years. That means to say, it's a long race, and it is only
Absolutely.
the perseverance, pitfalls, and then long run, and an ambition to do something great, both to
Yeah.
the company and both to the society. So this creates a
Vision.
huge opportunity. Vision,
Right.
vision, vision, and mission of the institute plays a very, very important role. And when I do internships with these kind of institutes, so it is not my degree. One is my certification, and then the second thing is, even some point of time, even the interviewer would be the subscriber of Biotechnica. So there is some
Yeah.
relatedness. Some relatedness. He will say, "Oh, I also got into this position because of this, and you are trying to follow this path." Okay, and happy. So there comes a connect of junior and senior. Now you went as an
Exactly.
interviewer and interviewee. So then you become senior and junior.
Junior.
So the rapport entirely changes, sir. So this creates a huge difference when you have certain internships with branded institutes. So obviously, good institutes, both for your masters and for internships or workshops, plays a very, very huge important role in your career, or especially in your resume, sir.
So that's a very strong point which you made, sir. The reputation matters, and thank you so much for those pointers. Now, quickly, we'll move on to the next question. Now we have started getting questions. So we have a question from Bollywood Hangama. I'm sure he's a Hangama fan of Bollywood. So I have MSc Zoology specialization with fish biology. Can I apply for BARC? I think there's a subject specific question. We will have to check and come back to you. What I will suggest to you, Mr. Bollywood Hangama, that you drop me a mail and I'll answer that, because we need to check, because it's a factual question which we may not be equipped to answer because BARC rules keeps changing. Right, sir?
So BARC entertains all life science students, sir.
Yeah, they
BARC
do.
Institute, they entertain all life science students, but the major emphasis is, they have divided into physics, chemistry, even mathematical modeling, and life sciences. So that
Right.
way, if you are trying to propose a project, even you are talking about zoology, but if it is related to the BARC, because in BARC they have something which is called as trust areas, and if you are able to match your idea with them, because right now BARC has been called for project assistant posts. So in
Right,
that,
right.
they are looking for life science students. So obviously, in terms of fish biology, like if you're talking about fish biology and radiation, okay, and then you
Right.
are trying to propose your concept, yes, they will always agree, sir.
Okay. Okay.
And
Wonderful.
there are a lot of paid internships at BAC. We strongly recommend students to actually apply for it, sir.
Okay, so Bark does have a good grip, and you can actually learn a lot. And that organization, it's one of the best organizations India has got right now. So let's quickly move on to the next pointer, which I have to share with our team here and the attendees. So attending professional development workshops, and I think this is a very strong point which all the students should follow, whether they're a COVID batch or a regular students also. You must attend a lot of workshops. What's your take on this, sir, and how does it help?
So obviously, yes, sir. There's no other thought itself. it is mandate. It is mandate, and especially for professional development, because there is nothing called as stagnant. So if I am stagnant, that means to say I'm not fitting into the market. So every point of time, how do I know little, but how do I upgrade it? I get upgraded. How do I still upgrade it? So having little is not just enough, sir. We need to be just good, better, and the best of the best, and only then you can survive. And if you look into the current trend of recession, okay, now people are laying off, big companies. Okay, I don't want to mention their names. Big companies, they are laying off 12,000, 15,000 employees. This is mainly because the real crux actually remained. Okay, and the superlatives actually went out. The precipitates
Mhm.
actually remained in the company. So this creates a huge difference. And that precipitate means to say the weight, and this weight comes with knowledge. So
Absolutely.
only then this professional development will create a huge difference. So I strongly recommend most of our students, all our subscribers, all our biotechnicals to attend professional development workshops are very, very important.
Right. So I would like to add one more point here, sir, and that will be whenever you go to a regular, say, internship or a course, you get one instructor. But when you go to a workshop, you have speakers, and these speakers come from diverse background. Maybe somebody's from X, somebody's from Y, different backgrounds. When you listen from in one day, you get the views of like 5 or 4 or 7 different diverse background speakers, and then you combine that, the juice which comes out of the each workshop is very powerful. So I would suggest, if in case you are planning for any kind of workshops in the future, you can always count upon Biotechnica, because along with the internships, we're doing a lot of workshops, at least 2 workshops we're doing per month, and that makes it 24 workshops in the next 12 months. You can count upon us, as well as a lot of organizations across the globe also conduct online as well as offline workshops where you can participate. And this also gives you a newer opportunity, and that is to network with these speakers, because they will at the end share their email IDs, their phone numbers, or their LinkedIn profiles. You can connect to them, you can just network with them, find out what kind of projects they are working on, and maybe volunteer, or maybe support them with any ways, and you grab those opportunities. So I think, sir, that's one thing which our students should do, right?
Absolutely, sir.
So
Sir, I also want to extend the conversation with the importance of mentors. I want you to talk about that, sir. Very, very important. So once we have the
yeah.
networking, mentors will play a very, very important role, sir.
Right. So we do have a point on mentors, but let me just quickly highlight here. Whenever you reach out to these speakers, some of them have the power to become mentors. Now, mentors are of 3 types. Okay. One could be your in-house mentors, who can be your parents. One could be your professional mentors, who can help you in a professional way. One could be your emotional mentors, who will support you emotionally, coach you emotionally, make you more mature, and fill you with wisdom. And a combination of these 3 is very much required. You don't need
Absolutely.
just one shoulder in today's era, you need 3 shoulders. Okay.
Absolutely.
One is your parents, and the second is the emotional mentor, and the third is a professional mentor. When all 3 combine together, then you become successful in life, because any upsetting situation, you are ready to fight. Any professional challenge, you have a guide to show you the path. And of course, your parents are always there in house. You don't need to go out of the house also. You have parents or somebody in the house who can support you, to push you towards your goal. So with these thoughts, sir, do I have the permission to move to the next?
Please, sir. Please.
Okay. In the meanwhile, we have some questions coming in. So Anjali, she is one of our students, and she has just now enrolled for our coding for biologist internship also. And she asked this, Anjali, this site, are you well? Yeah. So I think she is asking me. I was having a very bad cold, and everybody suffered because of my bad voice last week. So yeah, I am very much well, and I'm ready to rock and
Sir,
roll.
sir, you
Yeah.
are blessed, sir. You are blessed, because when a student and when a subscriber, they're asking you about your health, that means to say they really care about you.
Yeah, it
So
does mean a lot.
that's the difference what you have created in the society, sir. That actually
Yeah.
means a lot for us. Thank you, Anjali, madam.
And thank you, Anjali, and thank you, sir. If we all care for each other, that's how we grow in life. And I think I
Absolutely.
firmly believe in
Absolutely.
that. So the next question which Anjali has is how to approach for good institute after MSc, being in MSc, being an MSc student, how should we approach? Sir, would you like to add something here?
Absolutely, sir. So now the definition of good institute, we need to again redefine it. because
Right.
everybody thinks that okay, any CSI institute is good, but however there are certain domains, there are certain departments. Example, if I want to give an example of NI college, Mysore. Okay, so in NI college you have so many branches, but NI college is known for mechanical branch. Now
Right.
in the same way, if you are like a product of NI mechanical, the entire purview changes. So in the same way, all CSR institute, you cannot just blindly trust the entire department, because there are certain A plus departments wherein you need to actually go into it. So when you're trying to look for a good institute, don't go with just the name of the institute. Also go for the department, and especially with under whose mentorship you are working. So that creates a huge difference, sir. That is the definition of good institute. Now, how to enter into it? Now, enter into it in you need to show that what difference. How do you actually contribute? If you come into my laboratory, how would you really make a contribution? See, I am at somewhere around 70. So how do you make that 70 to 80? Okay, how well you can contribute through your knowledge, that, and then how do you impress your mentors? Okay, how do you show that you're truly interested? Because that hunger, that enthusiasm should be there, sir. And just to tell you, sir, when I talk to most of the COVID batch students,
Right.
our COVID batch students have forgotten to write,
Yeah.
because it was all MCQ questions. We know how to just tick, okay, and then we
Right.
have forgotten to write. Now, when we go into research, writing manuscripts, writing one paragraph becomes very, very difficult. So
Right.
we need to just an internship such as how to write a proposal, an internship like how to write a manuscript can also create a huge difference in the career, sir. So we need to always show that how exactly I can go into a good institute, and that institute, what is the caliber what I have, so that the institute or the mentor is impressed because of my contributions during my research. And during this 2 years of MSc, I need to show what more did I do apart from just getting my basic degree. So with that,
Right.
people know that yes, you are not satisfied. You will try for something more. You are hungry, and that is how people would like to opt you, sir.
Right. And I think, sir, we need to do a workshop on networking training, because this
Very
is where it all comes to. Okay. And I think that's the next point which I have. Okay. So volunteer and network in person. That's your answer, Anjali. And to many students, many of them will be like, okay, in every Biotechnica video, we listen how to network, we don't know. So I think we should do a session on that. I'll give you a glimpse of that quickly. So let's say that you know that Farhan Zamir sir has got a grant for a project and you are interested in that project. Now, if you go and demand a job from him, he may not give you because he's very busy with other stuff and he already has resources. Right. That's the reason he got the grant. But if you volunteer and say, sir, I'm very excited about this and I really want to contribute to the science and society, and I think my given skills, I can definitely be valuable. Give me a chance to work with you. I don't want to charge anything. I want to work for free. I want to volunteer. So the moment you say that, Farhan Zamir sir obviously will interview you. If he's impressed, he will give you an opportunity. But this is something which you all should know, that when you volunteer for a job, chances of getting selected is higher because you're not charging. But the salary which you get is not the money, but the learning. Right. So that's the first important takeaway. The second thing I would like to add here is networking is always about being valuable and helpful to your network. Okay. If you are more valuable and helpful to your network, the network will come back to you and reward you. I'll give you example. So yes, I think Saturday I was in a meet of all the biotech entrepreneurs and CEOs in Bangalore. So I was right there, and they were all very much interested in how things are at Biotechnica, and they are volunteered to help me, and I volunteered to help them back, and that's how it works, right? Sir, would you like to add some points here?
Sir, from my 16, 17 years of experience, what I have seen is
Yeah.
we life science students are really very, very bad at networking, sir. So there
Right.
is absolutely no communication. We do good science. Okay, if you tell me a particular technique, I'm able to reproduce it in a much better way. But if you tell me to go and talk to somebody, go and speak to somebody, I'm really very bad at it, sir. Because nowhere in our curriculum, okay, there is a mentioning of how to do public speaking, how to connect with people. Because I'm always scared about my pseudo image. Okay,
Right.
it is always like what would people think of me. So many a times I tell my students, it is okay to be a fool for one day rather than being a fool for your life. Okay, so
Right.
many a times, this experiences of networking will not come like a pill. Like at Biotechnica, you cannot give a magical pill, and today I eat your pill, and tomorrow I am like Superman. Okay, so
Right.
as you always say, slow training, professional training, all these internships, workshops will have on a long term basis will have a huge
Yeah.
impact, sir.
Very
So
true.
networking
Very true.
is the key. Networking is the key.
And I think we should have a session on very soon. We will definitely have a session networking workshop or something. We can invite a lot of experts who can give you some more ideas. All right. So,
I'll just tell about 1 minute, sir. So normally,
yeah.
what happened is the soon after I finished my MSc, and during my MSc itself, I was able to qualify, all these competitive exams. So
Right.
I knew that I'll be going for my PhD next. But when I started with my PhD, that was with an ICMR fellowship, Indian Council of Medical Research. Now, for first
Right.
year, I was able to persevere. Now the networking was so strong, then I wanted to learn more. That's how dad was able to, the German ministry was able to give a fellowship which is called as BMBF fellowship. So with that
Right.
networking, then we were able to again collaborate with Israel. Okay, that was again sandwich fellowship. So just a matter of networking plays a huge role, sir, because I might be the greatest brain, but nobody will come in search of me. I need to, it is not blowing of the bugle. Okay, many a times we science people, we think that we are blowing our own bugle, but this is how you need to because many a times in Canada they say, if you don't cry, even if the newborn baby does not cry, even the mother will not feed. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, we need to show that we are hungry, and that cry should be there, and this cry will create a positive vibes among everybody, so that people will identify you and people will try to employ you. So huge difference.
Right, right. So those are very powerful points by Zamir sir, and I'm sure students are enjoying this session so far. I can see a lot of questions coming in, so we'll quickly add some more pointers in, and then take up the questions so students don't get disappointed, because I have some very strong points to share with all of you. Now, one point which sir said, and even I will agree to that, is you cannot, if you don't do your branding, if you don't talk about yourself, then who will, right? And one of the best ways of talking about yourself is talking about others first, right? Go out on LinkedIn, on Biotechnica, or YouTube, or wherever. Reach out to people in offline world, WhatsApp. Okay, reach out to people and check how they're doing, and then help them, and you will get help in response. This is how networking works, and we should have a special session on this very, very soon.
And very
Now, this is
importantly, sir, last sentence about this.
yeah.
We think that there is nobody to help us, sir. When we start with a problem, I think that there's nobody to help. And when I put my problem into the platform, there are 101 people who are willing to work, help us, and that too without any expectations, sir. Without any zero expectation, people are there to help. Okay, and that is what I wanted to tell all our subscribers, that we need to ask for help. Asking for help is no wrong. Okay, everybody at one of the other phase, they would have asked for an help. Okay, and because of that they would have grown. Please ask for help. There's absolutely no problem asking in help.
Right. So seeking out help is a good thing to do. And now coming to the next point, which I have, and after that I will take up some questions. So building strong relationship with your mentors. So like I said previously, you need three types of mentors: your parents, your that's the inside support. The second would be obviously your emotional mentors, and then you have the professional mentors. Now, when we combine the three of them, it propels you towards your vision, towards your mission, and towards your grander picture, the goal. Now, here is a point I would like to make very, very strongly. I was not growing in my life till the time I met my mentors. And I know it because I learned it the harder way. And I'm telling you guys, you need to reach out to your mentors. You need to become your mentor's favorite. For example, somebody asked me, okay, who are the 5 students at Biotechnica you remember? I can just name them. So that means they have really built a very strong relationship with me. That's the kind of relationship you have to make with them, so that they remember your names and they themselves reach out. Okay, what's happening in your life? Is there anything I can help with? That's the kind of strong support system you have to create for yourself. Sir, would you like to add some points here? Valuable points from you,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. Sir, and other important point, what I because I deal with many students. So when I
Right.
see with the COVID batch students, what I have seen is basic etiquettes have been lost, sir. I'm sorry to say this, because people have become selfish. Okay, they will only reach to their mentors when there is actually there is a necessity. So
Right.
sir, it is always like out of sight is out of mind. Okay,
Of
why should people remember me? Why should people remember me? And when I want to help, why should people help me? So one is always getting connected, saying hello, how are you? Okay, I did this. Small updates will create a huge difference. And never try to be selfish, especially with the COVID batch. We have seen that people are trying to seek help only when with their selfishness. This should not happen, sir, because then you're actually not creating a good reputation with your mentor. So one is
right.
trust. You need to have a trust with your mentor. Very importantly, second component is respect towards your mentor, and third one is you need to be true to your mentor. Okay, do not create a pseudo positive or a pseudo negative image. So you need to be true to your mentor. Okay, and sometimes we need to also remember we have the right to do stupidity as students. We have right to do stupidity. It is okay to do some mistakes, but confessing it, saying that I'm sorry, I knowingly or unknowingly I did this, I'm really sorry. Okay, that will make a huge difference, and that is how we create a trust among our mentors, sir. So mentors will play a very, very crucial role.
Right. So, like Sir said, basic etiquette's very important. When you reach out to mentors, remember that they're selfless people, just like teachers, selfless, right? So when you reach out to them, if you only demand, and not give them back anything, they are definitely going to stay away from you or maybe not respond to you. And most of the time, mentors don't charge you. Okay, they just are there because they enjoy helping people because they were helped by their own mentors, and that's how mentorship works. So don't just demand. I remember a recent incident. I was talking to somebody. She has 20 years of experience in the pharma industry. So I invited her to do a YouTube cohort with me. And she said, oh, this is the first time somebody said that, because generally I get pings like, get me a job or get me an internship. Nobody is coming to give me something. Right. So you can understand, if she has 20 years of experience, she can definitely mentor a lot of you. But the way you reach out to her is very, very important. Just don't ping and say, do you have any job? Can I get that? Instead, hey, ma'am, I'm really impressed by your profile. I would like to network with you and understand how can be of your help. This is how you reach out to people. All right. So now it's time for questions, sir. So first question we have is from Rajendra. He is one of our oldest students, I guess. And he wants to know, what's the difference between certification course and internship? Which is best and what's the difference? I think technically I'll tell you, certification is self-learning course. So you have recorded videos which you have to watch on your own. There's no time limit. You can watch anytime, any number of times, and then you have to write exam. And then once you have qualified the exam, only then you get the certificate. However, in internship, it's a live cohort, just like this one-to-one, you'll be talking to sir, okay, and other experts, and then there'll be assignments, there'll be a lot of debates, discussion, hands-on, virtual hands-on, on all that stuff. And I think sir would like to add some more points. Sir, over to you.
Obviously, sir. Normally certification would be of a shorter duration. And
Right.
many a times when we look into the certification program, since we give that liberty, students, they think that okay, chalta hai attitude. Any point of time they can just look into their the convenience. But on the way, if you are like damn serious with certification, that's a huge advantage. Wherein in a short period of time I can learn more. So, the discipline and dedication with certification creates a huge impact. But on the other way, if I already have a certain, platform, if I already know certain things, but how do I upgrade it? How do I troubleshoot? For the troubleshooting, I would always recommend internship, because you can actually place your platform onto the conversation and then say, sir, I'm stuck at this point of time. How do I use this internship to solve my problem? Sir, you'll be surprised to know most of our internship students, they bring their PhD concepts, they bring their MSc concepts as questions, and they get it solved, and that is how they finish their first and second objective of their thesis. So that's the major difference between internship and certification courses, sir. So at this point of time, I still want to remind you, because at Biotechnica we are coming up with a beautiful internship of the tools and techniques which are being used, biotechnology tools and techniques. So I want you to talk about it, sir.
Yeah, sure, sir. So, as we can see on the screen here right now, we have the bioinformatics global tools and techniques internship, as you can see on your screen. So, this is going to start from 15th of this month. That's 2 days from now. And there is a 50% discount running on BGT internship. And none other than Farhan Zamir sir himself will be, taking it up, and we're going to do virtual hands-on, a lot of assignments, 20 plus open source bioinformatics softwares. We're also going to work on OpenGPT, OpenAI, and applications of AI into bioinformatics. All that will be discussed, and sir is also going to talk about exactly how you can grow in your career. He's also going to help you in how to publish your papers, and if you impress him, he is also going to give you a letter of recommendation. So sir, would you like to add some more points here about the internship?
Sir, this is a special internship. This is an internship which is very close to my heart, sir. With great expectation, and especially we have put a lot of time in designing the curriculum, because we have to stay not just in par with the industry. We need to stay ahead of the industry. Now, if you look into the especially the curriculum and the modules what we have designed, you'll be like super impressed to know that from A to Z, from end to end solutions we are trying to provide in this particular internship. And normally we have around 10 days of internships or 14 days of internships. You'll be surprised to know this entire thing is a 21-day internship which has been actually designed, sir. So
Right.
this is a really relaunch and reloaded. It's a lot of things. It is not just bioinformatics what we'll talk. We'll talk bioinformatics at a global platform wherein all the current technologies and another important component what you always emphasize is do not teach on paid versions of software, because once I finish the internship, the student will not be able to access the
Access.
software. So it is the entire software, entire learning is dead. So what we do at Biotechnica is we use all the open tools, okay, open sources, so that students, even after the internship, they are able to implicate the learning in their either in their BTech thesis or MTech thesis or PhD thesis, or many times they even for the postdoctoral studies they are using the components of Biotechnica, sir, and I'm so happy with it.
Wonderful, wonderful. And already we have Anand, who has mentioned here that he has joined the BGT internship and very excited to learn from Farhan sir. I like the way
Thank
he
you, Anand, sir.
teaches.
Thank you,
So you
Anand, sir.
can.
Thank you very much, sir.
I'll quickly try to bring in, sir, one of the emails which I received yesterday from my student Harshita, and I hope everybody is able to see it. Let me just check if I can just quickly put myself onto the full screen mode. Yeah. So I hope this is visible to everybody. Please confirm in the chat box. So you can see here what Harshita writes to us is she is really impressed by how sir teaches. And this is not like I asked her to send a mail. She just randomly dropped me a
Sir,
mail
sir,
that,
sir, I don't know that she has sent this. So
yeah,
even and you also never shared. This is the first time
yeah,
I'm actually looking into this email, sir.
yeah, I had kept it as a surprise for you for today in the live
Thank you,
pod.
sir.
I wanted
Sir, this is the greatest reward what I get, sir. This is the greatest reward. My students, I am gifted, sir. I'm blessed. I have the best of the best students with me.
to,
I'm
right.
so
So you can
excited to
see,
read the email.
yeah, she got this particular internship free of cost with the Lakshya batch which she has joined, and she's really enjoying it. And she's written that his way of teaching and interacting, and kind words and motivating words, and most importantly, the way he made bioinformatics so easy. She's really impressed, and she's enjoying all the lectures. And very soon she'll be a pro in bioinformatics. So, sir, it's all because of your hard work, and
Thank
thank
you,
you
sir.
so
Thank
much
you.
for all that.
Thank you for
Right.
giving
So,
this opportunity, sir.
yeah.
I was never online. I was never online. You might see that I don't even have pictures of mine somewhere. But you are the person who said that no, sir, you have to come outside the classroom, so that it is not just you teach in the classroom. You will be able to reach the global audience. And thank you very much, sir. You are the first person to bring Farhan on online, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
It's my privilege, pleasure, and
Sir,
blessing that you are with
Sir,
Biotechnica, sir.
I myself, I didn't know that I would have taught online, sir. Like, I didn't know that my, the capacity, so that I can really come online and teach.
Right. So, with that, sir, I would like to bring in the quick next point quickly in front of our audience. That is, please consider furthering your education. Education is the biggest investment you can make, and after a few years, once you've crossed 30 or so, it will be very difficult to come back to this age. So to all the COVID batch students or the regular students also, it's my advice, it's my earnest request that please, with folded hands, I'm saying, please do not stop learning, because the industry is growing by the minute and the second. If you stop, you'll be left out. And I think Farhan Zamir sir will be able to add more points to this, sir, because you are from the field. Please tell me, sir, what is your pointers here?
Sir, very, very important, sir, because further education is the important component, because that will show an authentication that yes, you did not just stop at a particular point, you always kept on upgrading. This is one point. And then many students, they do one mistake of having a gap, having a stop gap, like after BSc or after BTech, they will have a like 2 or 3 years of job. Again, they will try to come for MTech. In 80 to 90% of the cases, this will never happen, sir. Because what I have seen is, the moment you see money, when the moment you start earning small or big amount, okay, then the entire thing becomes stagnant. So only when there is a requirement, few crazy people will again let go their jobs and again will try to upgrade. But by that time, they around 5 or 6 batches of students who were the juniors will become their competitors, sir. And many times they will become the seniors. So this becomes very, very crucial. And just to give my example, sir, I finished my PhD at the age of 24.
Wow.
So finishing just not just getting future education, but getting it quicker, getting it earlier will make a huge difference, sir. So because of that, you will take it will take you to the next level, sir. So with my experience, I again, in any ways, if we are able to guide the students, in any ways, if we are able to give career counseling, sir, at Biotechnica, you always say that one student is also important for us. So for in any ways, and please remember, this is nothing to be correlated with the payment. Okay, we, for the counseling component, we absolutely don't charge anything. Any point of time, you can always write at support@biotechnica.org. Okay, so you can just be our subscriber, but we will make sure that a time has been invested so that we give you a proper guidance so that you become the technologically ready, knowledgeable, and then educational ready, so that you can get employment. So that becomes very, very important. And more than that, like Shekhar sir, you can become bio entrepreneurs also. Rather than getting employed, you can create employment, and that is called as Make in India, sir. We need to develop it.
Right. Wonderful words there, sir. Thank you so much. So quickly, let's jump into the next question, which we have from PT Tanuj. She'd been asking this question since the beginning. I think we should cover this now. I'm pursuing MSc Botany, and how can I apply for any internship related to botany? So I have shared a link, Tanuj. You can check that out, Biotechnica's internship page, where all the botany related internship comes up. As and when it comes up, apply, network with the mentors and the PIs, and grab the opportunity. I think that's the easiest way I can answer you. Sir, would you like
the important thing is, sir, there is nothing called as botany, zoology, biochemistry, biotechnology. People are looking for complete package. People are looking for complete package. It is life science. You cannot say that, I know glycolysis, which happens in a cell, and I don't know glycolysis, which is happening in a plant cell. Okay, so you cannot differentiate between animal cell and plant cell, because people are looking for complete package. So do not just get stuck with botany or zoology. Think big. Think big. Not thinking big itself is a crime, sir.
Right. Not thinking big is the crime. Very true. Very true. So I think, sir, one more very interesting question which has come, and I think being a CSIRNet expert and yourself qualified CSIRNet, if you would like to add here, sir. He says, Akash says that I am MSc Microbiology from Chhattisgarh. Should I go for a job or should I pursue CSIRNet? What is your suggestion?
Sir, what exactly Akash wants, he needs to decide, sir. So now, these are like two parallel lines. One, if you go to a job, if you are trying to pursue, get into a good company, get internships, okay, and then because financial, I really don't know what exactly is the financial component of it. So if you think that finance is one of the major hurdle, then I would always request him to go into a job. But however, he has to also think. But if he is able to do a lot of hard work, then qualify CSIR. Whatever he gets into a job like 20,000 rupees, okay, he will be able to get a scholarship of around 35,000 rupees. And then at the end of 2 years or 3 years in a company, he will get just experience. But when he does his CSIR net, okay, at the end of 3 years, he gets an additional degree, that is PhD. So it depends on whether Akash wants to stay as Akash or Akash wants to get upgraded as Dr. Akash. That depends on him, sir, because it is his own personal choice.
Right. So that's a very important point by Zamir sir. Now, let me put it in one line for you, Akash. Today, the world is getting costlier day by day. The world is getting competitive day by day. And the sooner you jump in and finish it off, it will be lesser competition, because future you'll have more competition. So you decide. For example, writing a medical entrance exam 15 years ago was easier than today, because there are 16 lakh students today. Those days it was 75,000 or 1 lakh. So you can see the competition increases as the generation passes on. So your contemporaries, your juniors, all are going to compete for the same seat. So sooner you finish it off, better. Now, you being a male member, you also have age limit in CSIR, so you cannot write after 28. So think about that as well. Okay, quickly, sir. Now we have a question, interesting question and interesting take. She's asking, Sri Vidya, I guess she's one of our students, not sure about that, but yeah, she's asking that, should I drop after masters and drop for 6 months and prepare for CSANET, or should I, do it side by side or something like that? So what's your advice?
Sir, to tell you, you are eligible to write CSIR in the third semester of MSc, sir.
Right, from that day onwards.
From that day onwards. So, do not finish your masters and then think about CSIR, because that will take another 1 year. So what I have seen is, okay, it is always better you start preparing by the second semester of your masters. By third semester, you know how exactly things work out, and then you know how exactly in the third semester and how to attend for an exam, how to write, because again, writing and analyzing, especially part A, part B, part C, that requires a particular trained skill. Okay, and then at Biotechnica, so this year I was so happy looking into the CSIR results that most of our students, they have not just qualified, they have got best of the best rank. Okay, so I was really happy with it. So I would always recommend Sri Vidya madam to start her preparation right from the first semester. Okay, and then go until the fourth semester. I'll be very happy if she is able to qualify her CSIR by the end of her fourth semester. If not, in plan B, it is always fine that you can qualify it later. But as sooner, it's better, sir. And just to tell you, sir, because you read an email of Harshita madam is one student who was able to qualify her, CSIR with good ranking in her, in her fourth semester of masters. So Harshita is still pursuing her masters, but she has qualified CSIR, sir. I was so happy with it.
Like internship also. Wow.
Internship that's also, amazing. Sir.
Wow, that's great. That's great.
So I always tell Harshita that, dil mange more for her.
Absolutely true. So Sri Vidya, I'll answer that in one line. My mentor had told me this. I'm telling you, just passing on the same statement. There was two best time to plant a tree. One was 20 years ago, another is now. Okay, so do not delay, get started, finish it off. Like sir said, he finished his PhD in 24 years. Finish it off so that you can focus on better things. You can progress faster, right? So if need be, drop it. If not needed, while you're still in MSc, finish it off. Okay, so let's quickly look on to the next question. I think we have run out of time, sir. We'll need 2 more minutes. I know you have a class after this. So Mantun Gupta, what are the career opportunities in the field of bioinformatics after doing MPharm? So whatever you do, bioinformatics has big opportunities. Sir, over to you if you'd like to add some points.
Sir, obviously, it's drug designing, drug development, especially chem informatics. Everything has been related to MPharma, and gone are those days wherein you're a chemist and then you synthesize a drug. Now people are looking for innovative ideas, new therapies, precision medicine, and ligand development, target-based development, lead optimization. All these are important. So, and people are not ready to invest on chemicals, wet lab, etc. Most of the companies, around 60 to 70% of the money goes for the dry lab, wherein the perception of the idea, the conceive of the idea will happen, and then the other 30% is only for the wet lab development. So I would strongly recommend, if you're an MPharma student, okay, please try to get various kinds of certification and workshop internships, especially on drug discovery and development. That is newer therapeutics, and CRISPR plays a huge role, sir, especially in cancer genomics and CRISPR. Now that's the leading buzz, and staying updated will always help, sir.
Right. So that's a beautiful point, Sir Med, and that's where he has told earlier also. I'm again highlighting. You have to be open to new opportunities. So whether you're an M.Pharm or an M.Phil or a M.Tech or a PhD, whatever, newer opportunities will always present itself in front of you as adversity, like, okay, I don't know how to do this, and that's when the newer opportunity opens up, when you do it, when you finish it off. So you have to be open to newer opportunities, and every adversity is an opportunity. Okay, coming to bioinformatics, like sir said, or CRISPR or any other science which we have around us, we have to always remember this, that these opportunities are futuristic opportunities. These opportunities will make us future ready, future proof, and make us irreplaceable and recession proof, and that's where it is very important. Okay, so I invite all my students who are watching this live cohort, please join Biotechnica's Bioinformatics Global Tools and Techniques internship. Or we also have another thing, if in case you don't want to pursue that, I have another interesting thing for you, which is called as coding for biologists. And as we said, coding is fun. Now, why we say coding is fun? Because when you learn coding, you can create things. Coding is scalable, and coding is something which will help and enhance your bioinformatics skills. And all those students who want to grasp these opportunities which artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms are presenting in front of you, then go for this particular coding for biologist internship, which is also starting from 22nd of February. It was earlier clashing with our BGT internship, but many students requested, so we have postponed it to the next week, Monday. So it will start from 22nd. Okay. Now, coming to the next part, which I have for all of you quickly, because we have less time, sir. So I'm sorry, I will have to rush through. So next is preparing for the job market. How do you prepare for the job market, sir? If you could add some lines here.
Sir, preparation for the job market, because market is highly demanding, sir. We cannot underestimate it. It's highly demanding. Just your master's degree is absolutely not sufficient, and your understanding of knowledge and how exactly you can implicate that knowledge, whatever you gain, in the development of that particular company. How do you contribute? That makes a huge difference. And many times they say that biotechnology has already got saturated. There's no jobs. Absolutely bullshit, sir. Okay, there's, if you are worthy, there's always a place for you. And normally, that worthiness will only come if you are industry ready. Now that could be done by various kinds of internship, whatever possible. Okay, please try to do it. It doesn't matter whether you're swimming in a pond, or you're swimming in a lake, or you're swimming in an ocean or a sea. Okay, but keep swimming. That's a huge difference, which will make so that you will learn your craft. So once you master your craft, nobody can just stop you, sir.
Very true.
So developing a resume becomes very, very important, sir. It's a pity. Many times when I look into resume, people, they do not have half a page of resume, sir. MSc qualified, who have spent around 22 years in their complete education, they do not have half a page of resume. Okay, because there's nothing to add. Okay, and then so I always recommend all the students to upgrade and show that how your worthiness to the job, to the industry, which makes a huge difference, sir.
Those are golden words there by Farhan Zamir, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for those pointers. Now, quickly coming to the next point, which I have for all of you, which is collaborate, create, and innovate. And in fact, this was taught to me by Farhan Zamir, sir, only. He told me that, sir, this is not the era to compete. This is the era to join hands and collaborate. This is the era to create newer things and innovate on the way we do things, right? Innovate on existing things. And that is an advice to all of you. Start collaborating with your juniors, seniors, people online, offline, wherever you can. Reach out, create newer things, innovate on how you used to do things, and that is going to make you future proof, no matter which batch you belong to. And sir, would you like to come in with quick points here?
Sir, you started the conversation as, just being a pure science or applied science student is not sufficient. We need to be intra and transdisciplinary students, and that is how learning multiple branches will actually help us, sir. Because for the current societal problems, only one subject will not help us, and hence many a times, studying botany with bioinformatics, studying zoology with bioinformatics, okay, or chemistry with informatics. So this plays a very important role. That is how you collaborate, create, and innovate, sir.
Right. So like you can see here, sir has given you some very interesting pointers. Now, quickly, let's jump into some question which has come here. Okay, so there's a question. I'm MSc Bioinformatics, how to prepare for NET? Simple answer, Harshit, go for CSI NET coaching at Biotechnica, that will help you. But if you want to know an elaborate answer, you can write an email to me, I'll help you out. For bioinformatics core, bioinformatics student, you need to know other biological sciences also. So that is where definitely you need support and help, and we are there to help you. So quickly, sir, we have two more last points which I would like to highlight here, and that is learn cross-domain functions, pursue interdisciplinary, intradisciplinary sciences. What's your take on this, sir?
Absolutely, yes, sir. There's no other option at all. Now we are in a in a stage wherein most of the subjects have got saturated. So only if I am evolving, that would create a huge impact. So hence, we need to learn transdisciplinary sciences, sir. Example, we use Drosophila not for genetics. We use Drosophila for studying human diseases. So that's how adapting the laws of genetics, adapting the entomological concepts in biochemistry has made a huge impact. So hence I would strongly recommend all our students to pursue interdisciplinary sciences, sir. Very, very important at this point of juncture.
Right. So, like you can see here, I have displayed on the screen right now. If you can see here, so this is one of the examples of interdisciplinary sciences where molecular biology, genetics, biochemistry, or biophysics or omics is coming together with computational resources, and it is becoming so powerful that you can scale it further. So this is a great interdisciplinary science which you can pursue, and that's bioinformatics internship, definitely. So now quickly jumping on to the last point for the day, and then we'll take one last question, and that is improve your technical as well as theoretical knowledge, not only the technical skills. What's your take on this, sir?
So, absolutely, sir. So it is always an amalgamation of both. So we need to get theory knowledge, and especially with the Indian system of education, sir, most of our students, they know the best of the best theory, but they don't know where to apply it. Okay,
Right.
so
Applied.
and application becomes a huge lacuna. So I strongly recommend, whenever you learn something, you need to know where to apply it, sir. So, and this, and don't think about money when you are starting this particular thing. Don't think about money, because money will come as a byproduct later, sir.
Very true. Very true. So with these points, we would like to conclude. I think there is one last question we would like to take up, and that's from Zehra Abbasi. My question is, what if someone join a project for 3 to 4 years and then apply for a scientist grade? Will that be possible? Over to you, sir.
Sir, if they are into a project, then they can apply for scientist B, sir. For that, they need to write an examination, and then they can apply, based on their MSc. Okay, and then with their 3 to 4 years of experience, they can start as scientist B, but for which they need to qualify an examination, sir. Okay, direct upgradation will not help. If not, if you are trying to get, if you are already into a governmental setup, wherein you are something as a technical officer, then you can get automatically upgraded after 3 to 4 years as a scientist. Not directly, you cannot get a position as scientist, sir.
Right. So I hope that answers your question, Zehra. Now, here is the link for the Bioinformatics Global Tools and Techniques internship, which we are starting from 15th. In case you are interested, you can always go ahead and enroll into the internship. We have last 2 seats left. If you can enroll faster, better for you, because we're going to close this particular internship admission very, very soon. Another important announcement for everybody, that coding for biologist internship, which is C of B, is also underway at Biotechnica, and is going to start from 22nd of February. And I'll share the link with all of you. That's going to happen very, very soon at Biotechnica's platform. This is a golden opportunity for all of you. I've shared the link in the chat box. You can go and pursue it. So these are the 2 internships which are going to start, apart from regular things which happens at Biotechnica, like a lot of workshops, internships, certifications. My advice to all the students out there, irrespective of which batch they belong, is follow the 10 pointers which we shared today, and network, learn, upgrade. That's the key mantra to your success. Farhan Zamir sir is right here to help you, guide you, mentor you, along with me and along with the entire team of Biotechnica sitting at my back to support you. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and enroll into the Bioinformatics Global Internship. Upgrade your skill set, learn newer technology, learn newer skill set, apply it in your current career, apply into your current projects in scientific research, and see your career bloom together with Biotechnica. Thank you so much for joining in. It was wonderful and fun
Sir,
interacting with all of you.
at the end, I need to tell, at Biotechnica, we don't just promise, sir. We execute and we deliver. Okay,
We
and
did.
and many a times the great amount of satisfaction which comes as a feedback from the students, that is a testimonial that we absolutely deliver what we promise. And I am sure with this coding for biologists and with BGT internship, okay, whatever is been promised by you and by me and by the entire team, for 100% we will deliver it for the best of the best possible, and at the end they will be really benefited out of it. So that's a promise what I want to make for the entire the students who want to enroll, and I wish all the very best for everybody, so that this using Biotechnica as a platform, let the the career of all our students, both professionally and emotionally, let it grow, so that we are there for their help any point of time, sir.
Wonderful words there, golden words. And in the meanwhile, I have pinged the email ID, which was asked by Muhammad Shabab. So that's the email ID you can see on the screen, or you can dial our toll-free numbers or the regular number. And you can email us if you have any questions about the BGT internship or the coding for biologist internship. And to all the students who watch this live, thank you so much. And all the students who will watch us in recorded format, all the best and have a great evening to all of you. See you soon in our next one. Till then, take care. Namaskar. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very
Thank you.